the last live stopped on its own. I don't know what happened, but y'all, that was a hot mess, wasn't it? I'm going to wait for you guys to get back in. Let's talk about it. Kayleigh G has put Peach McIntyre in her place. Let's get into it. Let me see. Come on in. Everybody come on in. Replay gang, thank you for tuning in. We're going to get into some things really quick tonight. Thanks for hitting the like button when you came in. This is part 2. Let me see something real quick. Okay. All right, so let me play this video one more time for you guys who didn't hear what's going on and why Kayleigh G and Peach McIntyre are into it. Let me play it one time for you guys. You know what probably happened? Because I played music on the first live. There was music playing. Let me see if I can get it without music, guys. Let me see. I think that's probably why it stopped. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play Peach reacting to Kayleigh G because let me see if I can get it. Let me see if I can get Kayleigh G without the music because I think that's why they stopped my live before. I think the live got stopped because I was playing some content that had music playing in the background. So let me see if I can get that video without the music in the background. But let me put that in there. Kayleigh G, Peach McIntyre. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me see. Okay, so it looks like all the clips have music on them, guys, so I'm not going to play them. But if you guys want to see, I guess you can go to TikTok. But basically, what happened is Kayleigh G, she's another influencer. She's from Memphis. Kayleigh G is kind of like a Peach McIntyre, very akin to a Peach McIntyre. They are one in the same, two peas from the same pod. They're just from different states, but they very much have similar backgrounds. If you listen to Peach, she says she's experienced childhood trauma. And if you listen to Kayleigh G, she says she has experienced childhood trauma. But for some reason, Peach thinks she's a mommy guru or she thinks she's Sigmund Freud. That's who the fuck Peach thinks she is, okay? She's read a few self-help books, listened to a few motivational speakers, and now suddenly she is enlightened and she can tell everyone else how they should live their life, okay? Now, the problem being, if you talk about Peach, if you're a reactor, if you're a commentator, first of all, if you're a content creator and you have something to say about Peach, Peach will try to get your channel taken. Peach will try to stick the peach patch on you and everything else, but she doesn't have a problem doing the same thing. Hypocrite. Hypocrite. Because according to Pete, she doesn't need to chase clout. She doesn't need to do anything but come on the internet and be herself in order to get followers and to make money. But it seems like you do. Why are you trying to comment on another content creator? Why are you sticking your nose in somebody else's business? You got enough enough going on in your own life where you should never care about the next person. And remember, people don't care anyway. Isn't that what you said? So why are you acting like you care about Kayleigh G's kids? You're the same person that told a grieving mother that nobody cared about her child passing away. So now all of a sudden you care if Kayleigh G hugs her child or not? Make it make sense. I was just all kinds of befuddled, baffled, bemused, just be anything that start with a B. Peach has all the nerves in the world. And that's what Kayleigh G basically said, like, you don't have room to talk. Your husband doesn't have a job. You're a trick. He's the wife and you're the husband. You can't talk about anybody. Like, she was like, I'm just trying to figure out, why are you commenting on me and my life? Kayleigh has been very honest, very open to a fault. Kayleigh doesn't care what she comes on TikTok and says. Just like Pete, she will say it all. She has been honest about her background of growing up in a foster home and her mother being very, very mentally and physically abusive to her and her child and her older sister. So she's dealt with a lot, and she's doing the best she can. And is she ratchet? Hell yeah. Does she need does she need some years and years of just therapy? Yes, she does. Yes, she does. But I think she's doing the best she can with what she knows. And, you know, it's one thing. Peach comes on the internet and cries about her childhood. It's one thing for your mother to curse at you and perhaps, and that's abuse, to curse at your children and to put them down. But Peach, you don't know what it feels like for your mother to take a pot of boiling hot water and throw it in your face. You don't know that. You don't know what it's like to grow up in a foster home, and then when the state tells your mother that she can have you back, she says she don't want you back. These it's kids that have parents who have sold them for crack. It's kids that their parents could care less if they ate or not. And they love their parents. They love their dirty draws. I say that to say that, Peach, you don't know what it is to go to really suffer. And while you went through some stuff, I feel like you are a basket case. You are a head case. You need psycho you need, like, I don't know what you need. You need some meds. You need something. For real, for real. But what you really need is to focus on you and yours. You don't have any right to be talking about Kayleigh G. Not when, not when, Peach, you have admitted that your children cannot read. Peach, you have said that your 8 and 10-year-old children cannot read, to the point they need extensive tutoring. They need tutoring 5 days a week. You are paying thousands of dollars, according to you, so that your kids can get up to speed with the rest of their peers. And you want to talk about somebody who doesn't want to hug their children? Or not even that she doesn't hug her children. Kayleigh G said that it felt weird to her hugging her child. Now, if my mom was abusive to me and I grew up in a foster home and I've never been hugged before, and I'll be honest, my mom may be listening now, but my mom didn't hug me a lot when I grew up. But her mom didn't hug. My grandmother isn't a hugger. My grandmother is very steely, very reserved, very stern. But don't play with one of hers. Play with one of her kids or grandkids if you want to. You know what I'm saying? And my mom, she's a hugger now. My mom's very loving now. But that's weird for me. It's never been weird for me to hug my children, but it's weird for me to hug my mom. That doesn't mean I don't hug my mom. I do hug my mother. I do love my mom. And my mother loves me. But people have different ways about themselves and they learn from that. Kayleigh G did not say that she does not hug her child. And if she ever, ever watched any of her content, she's very close to her children. Now, like I said, she leaves much to be desired in the realm of motherhood. Kayleigh G is a messed up person. She's been through a lot, and that's no excuse. But if you know anything about Memphis, it's not pretty out there. She has a stripper background, several baby daddies. She has been abused and used by men. It's a wonder that she's any good at all and that she even cares a little bit about her children. A lot of women are out here suffering from mental illness, suffering from childhood trauma. They're living with depression. They're dealing with um, traumatic mental illness. That's a different type of mental illness. You weren't born with mental illness, but because of the trauma that you have endured, now you become bipolar. You can even become schizophrenic because of going through that much mental health anguish, right? So you can't sit up and speak on somebody when you don't know. And Pete, you're still crying about a journal. You're still crying over a journal that you did not get. So you should be, so if you can't understand why this woman is saying, listen, I grew up with all this BS happening to me, and now I love my kids, but it feels weird to hug them. Y'all see Joyce? Y'all see G, my money getter? I don't remember you hugging me, mama. You did not hug me. You did not hug me like that. You didn't. Mama, you didn't hug me. No. And now, and now, no, I don't like hugging. No, I don't like hugging nobody, mama. Let me stop before my mama come over here and do something to me, y'all. Y'all won't hear no more from me. My point is, yes, children should be hugged. Yes, children should be loved. Okay? My mom would tell you right now that I am very much an introverted person. My kids know that about me. I'm raising little introverted kids. Okay? I don't like kids being in my face like that. I don't. But I do love my kids, and so because I love them, I have to step outside of myself and do things with them, go out with them, talk to them, you know. But on surface level, I'm not a talker. That's just not who I am. But everybody is not who I am. Everybody can't step outside of themselves and say, you know what, my kid needs me. Let me go talk to them. I know that I have to talk to my kids. I know that I have to see about my babies, and I do that because I love them. But do I like talking to kids and do I like talking to people? Not all the time, no. Most of the time, I like just being alone with my thoughts and creating and doing different things like that. But I do spend, I've been with my kids all day today. I'm going to spend time with them, and I'm going to be there for them when I'm not there for anybody else. But I understand that everybody is different, and people have to get to that point. However, Peach, you cannot talk about somebody when you have squandered, according to you, millions of dollars, when you have spent hours, you have spent days at the casino. You said you have lost $80,000 at the casino. You and your children don't even have a home of your own. How can you talk about Kayleigh? Kayleigh's grinding every day. She's with her kids every day. Every day. You leave your kids every day. You are gone from can't see to can't see. And you have brand new infant twins, NICU twins who are not reaching their milestones. And the reason why they're probably not reaching their milestones is because they are not receiving nurture. It takes nurturance for kids to hit their milestones. Love and affection, talking to them, playing with them. They're not getting that in the home because their dad is half asleep most of the time. And they're in the bed. They're not even crawling. I wouldn't fix my mom to talk about any mother if my children A couldn't read, if my babies B couldn't crawl, C if my kids if I had a whole barbershop, if I made my husband an entire barbershop in the home and my kids still don't have haircuts. That's not love. That's not love. My mom's always right there. Allison, my mama is always right there. I'm a big baby. Please believe me, I'm a big baby. If I go over my mama's house and go right now tonight, if I want to say, come on, Barb's, let's go, I can go. And my dad, my stepdad too. He's right there. Come on in here. Come on in this house, y'all. I can go right to my mom's house. Ain't never been a time that listen, I done ran away from my husband to my mama house. Okay? And they like, what you doing out here? He down there getting on my nerves. Okay? I can always go home. I ain't never been able to not go home. It's never been a time that I've needed my mother and she's not been there. So please believe me. As soon as they get off them big nasty boobs, she's done with them. Those babies don't get a chance to be right before they don't. Like, how can you say you love your children and you before the last baby can even crawl, walk, and talk, you're having another baby? How can you say that? Like, you don't have to be out in the streets. How many of us are content creators and we do cooking videos, we do skits, dancing videos, we do vlogs right in the home? Butterfly turns on her camera right there washing her dishes, turns on her camera right outside with her babies, reading to them, playing games with them outside, camping with them. Mama 3 right there with Jax, cooking, right there on, with her camera off, going on walks or whatever. That's what lifestyle vloggers do. Whatever your life is, that's what you do. I don't see any of these mothers running off, leaving their children to go create content from morning until night. And then when they finally get home, the kids are exhausted and ready to go to bed. I don't see anybody else creating content creators that are creating content from sun up to sun down. I don't see anybody else. Please point them out to me if they are a mom. How are you a mom and you are not creating content with your children? The only time that we see you is with one or two children at a time, and it's usually the oldest child and maybe one of the younger children, one or two, but it's never you and those infants together. We never see you on camera with those infants. If you do have the camera on, Wood has the babies. You never do content with just you and those little kids and you talking to them, reading to them, getting them ready for the day. Where's it get ready with me with your babies? Since you know everything, Peach, in that closet all day, cussing people out, showboating, and trying to act like she's the smartest person. What did she say? She's a genius? Like, come on. Come on. Let me let you hear what Peach had to say for herself after Kayleigh G read her rights. And rightfully so. She should have read her rights. Thank you, Mama. That's my mama is also my moderator, y'all, while I'm in here talking mess. Please hit the like button for your girl. Thank you. 36 people in here. Y'all need to go to sleep. Y'all, we a hot mess. We need to take our butts to sleep. And I was supposed to be over there cleaning up my makeup counter. Let me play this real quick, though, for you guys. I'm going to wrap this up. I said it wouldn't be too lengthy. You guys know I get to talking. Hold up, y'all. Let me see who's in my chizat. Who in here with me? Sherry, Dal, Allison, Lachelle, Josephine, what's good? Cancer 66. Hey now, what's good with you? You're listening from the bushes. You're at, oh, you got to be in work. See what I mean? And y'all still with me. Hey, Ready Rocks, what's good? G-Mom Money Getter in the his house on the ones and twos. Checking everybody, making sure everybody on is on their best behavior. Mom, you're doing a great job. I promise you are. When I get this content creator check, Mama, I'm gonna buy you a Popeyes 2-piece or something. Um, who else? Callie in the house. What's good, boy? Excuse me, what's good, bro? That's what I meant to say, not boy. You're not a boy, you're a man. Who is this? Lachelle said that goofball is a terrible mammy. Shout out to G-Mom Money Getter. Oh, my mom says, G-Mom Money Getter says, chat, do you guys think Peach is done having babies? No. She's a breeder. She's a breeder. And if she can't, and if Wood can't give her a baby, she's going to get it from somebody else. And let me tell you this. Thou does protest too much. And I'm not saying that Peach can't, like all of her children can't be by her husband. It's possible. Women do it every day. I don't feel like all black women are just baby mamas. I don't feel like that. I feel like there's plenty of us who have been married and who have all of our children by the same father. There are plenty of us who do it every single day, but I just don't believe that about Peach. And there's a lot of evidence that points to Wood not being the father of all of her children. You know what I mean? And if I had to guess, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to her kids. I'm not going to do that to her kids. But we all have our doubts. We all have our doubts. If he is the father to all of her children, good on them. They're married. They've been together off and on, off and on, off and on. For what she says is what, like 18, 19, 20 years? Who knows what's really real? Oh, where is Yo-Yo at? We're supposed to be interviewing somebody that knows her. When are we gonna do that? Because one of the Tampa residents that knows Peach, and I mean knows her, says that Peach was Wood's side chick. Peach was the side chick the whole time. And that's why Wood's mother don't like her. She wasn't his girlfriend, she was on the side. She was on the side. And when he left her hanging and when he left her at the bus stop, that was because he was with his baby mama. Oh, yeah. We're supposed to be getting that interview to you guys real soon, and I can't wait till we can pick this Tampa resident's brain and get all the info, because Peach has been living foul. She's out here lying. She's out here talking mess about her mother and about... Let me tell you something. What everybody in Tampa has said, even this woman who is coming on to talk, to chit chat with Yo-Yo and I, she has even said that Tracy was a hustler, always was a hustler, honey. Always out there getting to the bag. And she was young and she used to party and have her fun. Okay, she wasn't perfect, but they said that she kept a clean house and kept those kids clean and kept them sharp. Peach has even said her mom has always been clean and has always hustled and has always made sure they had everything that they needed. Made sure that they had beds and made sure they had their own room and all of that. But she wants to put her down. Peach doesn't even do that for her own children. Those kids, any given day, and shout out to the what's Wood's last name? Shit, I'm sleepy. What the hell is his name? Underwood. Damn. Shout out to the Underwood children. It's not your fault, babies. And when you get a chance, please get away from your mama. Please, so she could understand the error of her ways. Give her a chance, though, forgive her and take her back in, but first get away from her. Get away from her and go learn about real life and what people really do. Because they don't really go sit at the casino and let their kids go without having a home. Most mothers, most G, those women that are a real G, real gangster, they would have had a home for their children. They would have took that first million. They wouldn't have. She got on here talking about mammies who um uh go out and buy. You listen to this shit. Listen to this shit, because I'm getting mad just thinking about it. I'm getting tongue tied, tongue twisted, and all that. Talked about mothers who won't buy their kids a pair of shoes, but will buy their boyfriend's children a pair of shoes. Mothers who won't cook for their children, but will cook for their new boyfriend. And it's, let me calm down. Let me calm down. But you took $60,000 and bought your husband a truck and not your kids a house. You took $50,000 cash and put it in your husband's hands and your kids. You took all their money that you have for their accounts, and it didn't even amount to 10,000, not even $5,000. You went and gambled their little money, but you put all that money in Wood's hands. You bought him thousands of dollars worth of jewelry. Took this man out to Puerto Rico. You took him on different vacations. You left your children at home with your aunt. All those children, all at the time, it was 6 children. 6 children. One child with half his brain missing. One child who was on very low on the autism spectrum. You left all those babies at home with your elderly auntie while you and Wood went and spent all the money gambling at the casino. But you dare to get on the internet and talk about the next woman. I don't know how she does it. Good evening, Black people are the chosen. How are you? Yes, we are the chosen. Absolutely. I bet you can eat off roster floor. She taught Pete. She know how to clean. Absolutely, absolutely. And then she got pissed at her mother because her mom said she was dirty. You need to get up and clean up this dirty house. But in the same breath, you say you were depressed over Wood. So what was your mother supposed to do? Hold your hand and sugarcoat stuff for you? No, she probably came to your house like most Black mothers do and said, get your ass up and clean this house up and get your shit together and forget about Wood. Go find you another man. Then she got mad at her mom for telling her that. Wood was with his own mom, his own baby mama. You were the side chick. Your mother told you right, but you didn't listen. You just kept having baby after baby. Wood would not be with you if you didn't pay him. I don't care if he keeps having babies with you. People say, oh, he's there because he loves her. Wood don't care where he's at as long as his bread is getting buttered. Wood could be with any woman. Any woman that's going to give him 10K, she says already she gives him 10K a month. And she probably gives him more than that now. That's why she's hustling hard on the internet trying to get that cheese together. Because Wood wants his chips with dip. Please believe me. He wants his money. He's not watching those kids for his health. And yeah, he's going to tell her, oh, don't put them in daycare. I watch them. I watch the kids. No, don't put them in daycare. I got it. Because when that content check come, he want his half. He want his. And she says she makes $20,000 a month. First of all, you don't have $20,000 a month in expenses. You pay what, $3,500 for rent, if that. Wood's car is paid off. You don't even have a car of your own. You don't have a car of your own, but you're talking about women cooking for their boyfriend. Look, I don't halfway cook for my kids. And if I would want to do something special for my man, then I could do something special for my man, because he probably ain't going to get cooked for like that anyway. I might cook for him every now and again, just like I cook for my kids every now and again. What do I look like? Hazel? But no, I'm absolutely, one thing I'm not going to do is give my money away. I'm doggone sure the bars would have my head if they even thought mama was out here tricking, honey. They not going to let it happen. They'd have me committed. They'd have me committed. And you know what? I couldn't live with myself. I could not live with myself if I bought a ninja a truck for 60K. If I gave him 50K and he let me and my babies on the side of the road while he laughed at me, I couldn't even live with myself. I promise you I couldn't. You had to just take me out of here if I ever got that damn stupid. But she wants to come on here and clown the next mother who has been through hell, a hell that Peach herself has never known, all at the same time clowning another grieving mother. You think we forgot about that, Peach? Just because your feeble-minded ass has forgot about all of the things you said to mothers, grieving mothers, we have not forgot about it. I believe she do, Allison. I believe she gets him drunk, and Wood don't want all them doggone kids. But they here now. They're theirs now. You know, children are a blessing. But you know he didn't want all those kids because he already knew he was going to get stuck watching them. She said, I love being a mom. Ain't no way in hell you love being a mother and you leave your kids all day long. Ain't no mom worth her salt leaving her children all day long like that. And she doesn't have to. It's women that go to work crying because they have to leave their children, because they have to work in order to support their family. Peach doesn't have to do that. She can do all the content right there from her home, and she still will leave those children. Still will leave them. Left those children home with their dad for an entire weekend while she went to the next state over. I couldn't have did it. I couldn't have done it. Mm-mm. No, he would have never driven that truck again. Ain't no way I would have been having my Infinity picked up and sold. No, there's no way. That's why she's so angry. And that's why she is so mad at the world. Her mom doesn't have anything to do with that. Tracy has nothing to do with the stupid things that Peach has done, especially in the last 5 years. Now, if you were a child, if you were like 18, 19, okay. But Tracy has nothing to do with all of the stupid moves that you've made in the last 5 years since you have been on YouTube. You made those mistakes all on your own. She had the nerve to say she was not going to accept her kids, girlfriend's kids, basically stepkids. Right, right. And you see how dumb her husband is to sit there and listen to her say she's not going to accept his other children. Most men would despise a woman like that if they really love their children. Most men would leave a woman like that. That lets you know what kind of simple Simon he is. My grandmother would call him a simple Simon SOB. That's what my grandmother would call him. Like, why would you want a man that would allow you to talk like that about his other children? You're sitting up here saying, come on, Lachelle. Lachelle, let's really break this down. You're telling Kayleigh she needs to hug her children, but at the same time, you are denying Wood's children the right to their father. A hypocrite. A hypocrite. You're getting on the internet professing to be some type of mommy guru, talking about go to sleep with Peach, wake up with Peach. I'm going to help you to become better as a mom. You're going to meet your goals. But at the same time, you're saying that. And then these simple Simon pieces of dog crap sit up and listen to her and actually pay her $7.77 that they should be saving up to pay for their kids' Christmas toys. You're actually paying this lady I want to say something else, but you're paying her to tell you this crap? You gotta be kidding me. Like, for real? So she's telling Kayleigh G kids need hugs while at the same time telling her husband, don't you bring them kids over my house. So you're a hypocrite. For real, you are a hypocrite. Hey, Deborah. She's angry because her mother told her not to be with him. So every time she gets mad at her husband, she takes it on her mother. Absolutely. She sure does. She done ran out of places. She over there in that closet sweating flies. Right, Allison? Right. Right, absolutely. Because the library probably told her she's persona non grata. Absolutely. That's exactly what her mother said. She said, I want it better for my daughter. Her mother said exactly that. I want it better for my daughter. She said, I felt like she was too good for that. I felt like she was better than that. I wouldn't want a man that let me treat. Right. Right. Wood is a kid, though. Yes, she is, Lachelle. She is a straight, what you said. YouTube is hiding all your comments tonight, ladies. You meant pissy. But listen, look, Lachelle, they let Allison say pissy, but they didn't let you say it. Hey, Sage, what's good? Hey, Ryan. Straight up hypocrite, mulatto. Straight up, straight up. How can you tell a mom? I'm going to play this for you guys real quick, and then we're going to get off of here because you guys got to get up for work. Thank you guys for being in here with me. Thanks for hitting that like button. I wish a peach patch would come in here tonight trying to talk head. For real, I'm going to let you have it. I'm going to let you have it. I promise you. Let one peach patch come in here and try to get try to get out of their body. We're gonna have it out tonight because ain't no way she's over here bullying Kayleigh G. And Kayleigh G is a bully herself, but I'm not I'm not gonna stand for Peach trying to bully her. You know, real talk. Not when you're over here talking about you don't care about a mother losing her child. Nobody gives a F. So if you don't give a F, why are you speaking on Kayleigh G? Like, let's be for real. All right, y'all, let's see. Let me see. All right, here it is.
They don't have no room to talk. I have room to talk. Hold on, let me show you. Peach Patch. This is my only daughter. Gorgeous Purpose. Gorgeous, how old are you? 8. 8. She's 8 years old, and 8 is a huge number, and I'll get into that later in the video. But Gorgeous, do we hug? Can I have a hug? All right. She's like, girl, why we hugging on camera? See, for Gorgeous and I, this is normal, and it's not uncomfortable because Gorgeous is my 4th child. My only daughter, but my 4th child. I have been hugging all of my children. Mulatto, that's exactly what she's doing. But here's the thing, and this is another reason why she is a hypocrite. She will come on to social media, and the Peach Patch will try to condemn content creators and reactors for commenting on her and making their bag commenting on her. But it's okay for her to comment on other creators and influencers. It's okay for her to do it. It's okay for her to react to Kayleigh G, but it's not okay for other people to react to Peach. No, absolutely not. We're going to make our bag reacting to you. And you will deal. You will deal, honey. Like, that's the name of the game. But that's exactly why she's doing it, because according to Peach, she doesn't need to chase clout. She doesn't need to use her children for content. But today you have Gorgeous on here to prove a point, right? So, yeah, she just talks out of both sides of her neck. She's a hypocrite, and she just says whatever. and does whatever. And she knows Kayleigh G is popular, so now she wants to ride Kayleigh G's coattail because she knows that she's boring and people get tired of hearing her spew that hateful rhetoric day after day. So now she wants to go ahead and react to Peach and lie on Wood and say Wood told her, yeah, Peaches, now I see what you mean. Girl, shut up.
Since they were born. I have actually worn all 9 of my children in my shirt. I love being a mom. I love my kids. And I need my kids to know that they are loved, and I tell them that. So they don't.
You love your kids, but when's the last time you held those twins? When's the last time you held the twins? When is the last time you spent the day nurturing the twins? And yes, it's important for children to have their mother and father, but the first year of a child's life, it is very important that they are connected to their mother and that they are forming a bond with their mother. Her twins have not done that, and that is partially the reason why her twins are not crawling. Her twins are coming up on 1 year and they are still not crawling. They are still not holding their bottles. They are still not sitting up. And even though they are NICU babies, by now they should have caught up. By now, if she was doing her job as a mother, if she was taking them to get their early intervention services, they will not be as far behind as they are. But instead of being a good mother, she wants to worry about somebody else's parenting.
I have to wonder. They don't say, well, my mama loved me because she bought me Jordans. My mama loved me because she did TikToks with me. No, my mama loved me because she told me that she loved me, and she hugged me, and she made different sacrifices, and she sat me down and explained why.
You didn't make, girl, you didn't make not one sacrifice. You gambled up all those kids' money. Now, if you talk to most people, they'll say, well, my dad, he wasn't a hugger. Well, my daddy, he wasn't, he didn't say a lot of sweet words, and my daddy wasn't very affectionate, but my dad made sure the rent and the bills was paid. My dad was in a home. He made sure we never went without eating. My dad was a provider and a protector, and he always made sure we had what we needed. We always had a hot meal on the table. That's love right there. Because some parents could be like you and sitting at the casino and squandering away their children's future. That's not love. You can tell me I love you all day long. You can hug and kiss on me all day long. But if we're getting eviction notices every other damn month, then you don't love me. If you take the little money that you put into accounts for me and my siblings, and then you go and steal that, and you don't replace it because you want to gamble, you don't love me. I don't care how many times you take me to Disneyland. If I can't count on you to do the right thing for me, to put me first, mothers and fathers put their children first. Mothers who love their children, they put their needs behind on the back burner in order to make sure that they provide for their children. They don't sit up here and go gambling at the casino and leave all of their children on their elderly auntie while they go out and date and have fun with their husband.
Made poor decisions. My mama loved me. I know that for sure. That's my goal with my children. And hugs are so important, especially for children from ages 0.
Exactly, mulatto. She is not raising her children, nor is she raising her family. And she's not only doing that, not only on her job, she's not on her job. And you know why she's not on her job? Because she's too busy worrying about other mamas. Like, imagine me on here talking shit about Peach, and I'm not watching out for the Barbs. Me and the Barbs been out all day long. Me and the Barbs have been out all day long. Okay, I am overstimulated. Okay, all weekend long, I am with my kids all day, every day. And I love it that way. I love knowing that my kids are good. No, I don't like talking to him like that. I don't like talking to him all the time like that. Okay, sometimes they need to go sit down and shut up. But anytime my kids need me, I'm right here. Anytime I feel like, okay, there's too much distance between us, I'll go talk to them. Hey, what's going on? How's your day going? How's your grades? Even my college student, what are your grades? I still ask those questions. What are your grades looking like? Okay, did you meet with your teacher? Did you meet with your counselor? And as a matter of fact, I got to get on her and make sure that she's already registered for next semester. I do all of that. I spent the summer teaching my child how to drive. I could have paid I could have paid for one of those driving schools to teach her, but I wanted that bonding experience with my child. I wanted to teach her. I wanted to spend the summer teaching her how to drive so that I could know that she knows how to drive safely. That's what a mom does. You might see me on here, but when you don't see me, I'm momming. I posted a picture yesterday, mom men. I'm always momming, okay? I love being a stay at home mom. I love that I can take my children to school and pick them up. I love that for me. And my kids are smart as a whip. So smart, they think they can tell me what to do. But let me get back to the video. Until age 8. We call those the formative years.
Pete, your husband don't even have a, for now I'm finna say something. Your husband don't even have a job, bitch. You the trick.
Now, April, you are absolutely correct. I'm a trick. I'm a paymaster. Ooh, I love paying for the wood. But we're not talking about husbands. We're talking about hugging our children, our biological children. That's what we're talking about.
You're the husband and he's the wife. Why you even trying to give somebody any type? That's all I gotta say to you, Peach.
April, the reason why I'm utilizing you and your hugging situation as an example is because my wife, Wood, the one I pay real good, sent me your video and said, Peaches, I see what you be talking about. This what you mean? And he sent it to me. Ain't no way in hell Wood sent her something asking her, oh, I see what you're talking about now, Peacha. Peacha, now I see what you're talking about. Is this what you mean? You're talking about the same Wood that couldn't even sound out consonants, Wood. He could put two and two together. And I'm not trying to come down on Wood, but I just don't believe he sent Peach that video and asked her that question. Peach, something in the milk ain't clean. And we looked at the video. Well, he had already watched it. I watched the video, this one.
Yeah, the people saying so you never hug your kids. Let's say somebody walked up on me right now, even my kids, if they hug me, I'll let them, but I'm not gonna hug you back.
The reason why I'm able to speak on this is because I had a mama like you. A mama who would not hug me. A mama who wouldn't tell me that she loved me. And then I had children of my own. And I decided to do it differently because I know how it feels to not receive a hug. We're talking about hugging our children, not about husbands, not about who earns. Hey, Jazzy. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. How you doing, Jazzy? Ryan, Ryan, you are on it. Do you hear me? She is a liar. You know Tracy better than that. Tracy that feeds the homeless didn't love you. Tracy, Tracy that's always looking out for her family didn't love you and didn't show you hugs. And didn't give you hugs and didn't show you love. Everybody from Tampa says that Peach is a liar, that Tracy did look out for her kids. Everybody, even Peach's own brothers, her brother on her father's side and her brother on her mother's side, both have said that Peach is a liar, that Tracy was a hustler and Tracy did like to party. Okay, Tracy still likes to party and dance. She does it on her own channel, but she also kept a clean house and also kept her kids top notch.
something that Peach is not doing. Mulatto says he loves him, Sarasta. Barbara said that's her number 12 out of 19 personalities. Absolutely. She's a psychiatrist. This is psychiatrist Peach, okay? This is therapist Peach. Okay, she went out and got her MFT, I guess, from some she's read a book or two and now she has her MFT. All right?
Or who earns less. Speaking about gender roles on how my husband is the wife because he stays at home with our biological kids and cooks and cleans and hugs and loves them while I work and make money. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about something easier than that. Hugging your biological kids.
It feel like I'm being.
But let Wood want to hug his biological kids. What do you guys think Peach would do if Wood said, I want my son, my biological son, to come over for Sunday dinner? How do you think Peach would react if Wood said, I want to take my biological child, Gregory McKay, with me to go spend the day with my other biological child, Gregory McKay? This silly nincompoop named her child uh, Gregory McKay as well. Side chicks usually do that. That's side chick behavior. And the first Gregory McKay Jr. was born 2 years before her son, which she alleges is Wood's son. But a lot of people in the social media street say different. I don't know. I wasn't in the bedroom. I can't speak for another woman's cootie cat. So I don't know what she was doing and I don't know who her baby daddy is. All I know is she won't let Wood be a father to him. So all I can surmise is that perhaps he's not his real dad. What do you guys think? Do you guys actually believe that Wood is McKay's father? Am I going too far? Let me stop. Let me stop, y'all. Hey, get money. What you say? Get money. What you say? Hey, love my kids. What's good? Love my kids. Did you give me send me a cash app? I couldn't get to you, but I'm glad you're here tonight. Thank you for the super chizat money getters in the chat. Please show love my kids some love. Show her some big money getter love, and let's give her some money bags in the chat one good time. That's what's up. I love that. Love my kids says the woman who didn't have prenatal care exactly is talking about hugs and love. Salute to the only MMG in chat sending love, unlike Peach. Thank you, love my kids. You made a very good point. The woman who was out gyrating, twerking, pop locking, and dropping it while she was carrying twins out at the mall during her 36-week of pregnancy, pop locking and dropping it to the point her placenta began to separate from her uterus, causing her children to go into distress, which is why they had to spend the first 2 months of their life in the NICU because she refused to take care of herself. But she loves being a mom. She loves her children. Okay? Before they could even get a hug, before they could even get a good whiff of outside air, they were sitting in somebody's daycare. These NICU twins were barely 6 weeks old. They went from the NICU to a daycare. From the NICU to a daycare, so you can sit in somebody's office for 10 to 12 hours cursing people out. We didn't forget. We did not forget, and we will not let you forget. We will not let you forget, homegirl. Yes, her placenta detached from the wall. So she had to have a C-section, and the children were in distress. The babies were in distress. I kid you not. Pop, lock, and drop it. Pop, lock, and drop it. It is on him to form a relationship with his children. When she speaks on this, I believe she is definitely talking about him not being allowed to have one with his own kids. That's exactly why she is saying that. She despises, I mean, the type of hatred that that woman has in her heart is just demonic. It really is. And I hate to call one of God's children that, but it is a demonic spirit over her. 100%. Because why would you begrudge a child being around his father? Why would you begrudge that of your husband? Why would you get on camera, even if you felt like that? Why would you get on camera and tell the world that you would never be anybody's stepmother? And you are denying Wood's son the ability to be around his father. The same thing you said happened to you. You said that your father would go and see women and not see you, and you live right down the street. He would pass you up to go be with another woman and take care of other women's children. You know how that feels. Why would you? I could never, I could never in a million years. Ladies in the chat, let me know right now. And we're going to talk about fathers who have children before they met you, right? Would you begrudge your husband having a relationship with his children? Would you want your husband to choose you and a new life with you over his children? And there's a lot of you bitches out here that would do that. I'm not talking to the money getters. Money getters, we don't do that. That's not us. But there are a lot of women that would do that shit. They want their man to choose between them and his children before them. It's a lot of sorry ass women out here that would do that. And I despise those types. They make me so mad because why are you jealous of a damn kid? And the men, you ain't shit either, because why would you be with a woman who wants you to choose between what came from you and her? Like there's nobody in this world that's more important to me than my kids. Nobody. And no man can make me say, not see the barbs. And there's no man that I would want to lay up under that would allow me to tell him some shit like that. Like the moment I even try to utter the words, before I could even get them out, he needs to be walking out that door. That's the kind of man I want. Not, I wouldn't even say it, but I'm just saying, if I was to say that to him, any man, if even if Wood didn't want to see his kids, even if he didn't want to see his kids for whatever reason, Peach should not feel comfortable enough to get on camera and say the things that she says. Wood is never going to be blessed, Sage. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I have 2 stepsons. I love them as my biological. I'm divorced and I will always be their 2 mommies. Their bio mom is my family from day one. That's how most women are. Jazzy says, absolutely not. Lachelle says, allegedly she burned down that apartment. She was a scammer. A lot of people say that. A lot of people say that. How do you get away with no prenatal care? Shoot. If you don't have prenatal care, you just don't have prenatal care. If you do not, but that's why she was at that hospital every day. See, that hospital, those hospital visits were all an act. She had to be up there pretending like, oh, I just want to make sure, allegedly, by the way, this is all allegedly. She, in my mind, in my opinion, she had to be at that hospital. She had to be up there pretending like she wanted to express milk and putting on the act like she wanted to just be there for the twins and read stories to them. And you know how we know it's all an act? Do you know how we know it was all an act? Because as soon as the twins came home from the hospital, number one, she took those twins to Disneyland. And what ended up happening? Those twins were back in the hospital fighting for their life, having seizures and all. She loved her twin so much. In the middle of a seizure, she took out a camera to film her twin having a seizure. That's how much she loves her children. That's what kind of mother she is. Okay?
April, you stated that out of your own mouth. Your children giving you a hug makes you feel like you're being fed grapes, like you're being SA'd from a hug from your children. Trauma response. I'm not a doctor, but sounds like a trauma response.
Right. You are not a doctor, not even close.
Sounds like a, is it a trigger? I'm not a doctor. Correct me in the comments.
I'm not a hugger because I didn't get hugged when I was younger. Ain't nobody walk up on me and hug me.
And ain't nobody do that to me either. However, because deciding to do different is a split-second choice and it's free, it was so easy for me to do it differently. So yesterday I was utilizing this video that we're watching as an example on how people continue generational trauma. And they make easy things hard because all you have to do when your children hug you is just hug them back. That feeling of you feeling paralyzed, like you can't do anything back, is what I would think, I'm not a doctor, is a trauma response. Your body remember.
And yet you can tell somebody else what a trauma response is, but what is you telling your husband you don't want him to be around his mother? You don't want him to be around his children. You want him to choose you. What is that? What is that? Why don't you go get the psychological help that you need? No, I wouldn't make a man not take care of his children. They come first. Right, Ann? Absolutely. Right. Right. Absolutely. If you don't love what a man created, you don't love him. If you don't love his children, you don't love him. Because if you love his children, if you love him, then you're going to feel like those children belong to you as well, whether they are your blood or not. If you love him, then you want him to do right in all areas of his life. You want him to be the man that he's supposed to be. You want your man to be a man if you really love him. You wouldn't want him to be out here slacking and not taking care of his kids. I think that is disrespectful and evil, making somebody hate their children by not being in their life. I wouldn't do that to a man. I would make him take care of his children. Like, and you can't make him, but there's so many women that are instrumental in their husbands being better fathers because they support them. You support your husband and let him know, okay, I got your back. Your child needs this or that. Well, we can do that. We have it in our budget. Well, why don't we take him in and why don't we have him for the summer? And then that way you can probably reduce some of your child support, and then you can also help mom out by, we have the son here all summer so she doesn't have to worry about him when she has to go to work or go to school or whatever it is that she's doing. Or she could just have this free time or whatever it is, and while we do our part. Or we still have it in the budget to help with bills, but we'll still take the kid in during the holidays or whatever it is. Or our budget is tight, but what we can do is we can be there to make sure that we can mitigate some of the expenses that mom has. We can, maybe we can't do all of the school clothes, but we'll do all of the extracurricular activities. Maybe we can't do the birthday, but we can do all of Christmas. You compromise. Right, she's absolutely obsessed with Wood. She said she was obsessed with her Wood. She even wrote a song about it. She wrote a song about him. That's how obsessed she is with her husband. While she should have been at home watching her own kids, she was out making songs about Wood's peen and telling the world how good it is. Okay? She sure did. Now, what kind of mother? You're telling Kayleigh G she should hug her children, but you said if you had to go, if there was a choice between you leaving and Wood leaving, you would leave so Wood could stay with the kids. That's how much you love Wood. You love Wood more than yourself. And it looks like you love Wood more than your kids, because what type of mother would say some shit like that?
Versus the trauma that it has felt. So you literally freeze up. But you can push your brain to the limit and still live. You can literally say, it's going to be uncomfortable. April, I know that this is uncomfortable. April.
Okay, that's enough. I had enough of her. Good night, Sherry. I've had enough of her. My point was and is Kayleigh G was right to get her together and let her know it doesn't matter how good of a mother I am. It doesn't matter how bad of a mom I am. You, Miss Peach McIntyre, will not be the one to tell me anything about my motherism, and I wouldn't let her do it either. My husband passed away. My stepdaughter still visits me every July, and we speak often. And their mother and I speak and visit often. I hear lots of stories, just like yours, Deborah. I hear lots of men and women who talk about how their stepmother was instrumental in raising them, or how their stepfather was more of a father to them than their actual father. Peach really has a problem with single women, because every opportunity that she gets, she puts single women down. And I don't know if that's part of her shtick. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's part of the games that she plays, because she knows that she has a lot of single women as supporters. She has a lot of black women as supporters. So I think that part of that is, let me rile them up and then reel them in, because unfortunately people who have been through a lot of trauma, and a lot of the people that she speaks to, are used to people talking down to them like Peach is. And they feel like, well, Peach has, she's making money, so she must be doing something right. You'll hear them in her, you'll see them in her comments saying exactly that. Well, Peach, she has money. Well, Peach, she sure is a good mom because she takes her children to Disneyland. That's absolutely great. I'm glad that your bonus babies have you as a stepmother and not somebody like Peach. Because there's also a lot of women, like I said, that are like Peach, that hate the ground that their stepchildren walk on. They hate them for even existing. Even if they married their husbands knowing that they had children prior to them, they hate them. They want everything to be about them and their children. Everything. They could care less about his other children. And the men are just as sorry. They are just as sorry because they marry these type of women. They don't want the responsibility of two homes, or they don't want the responsibility of having to pay child support. So what they do, they abandon their families that they had before. They just abandon them altogether. I'm glad that you had a fabulous stepmom, Deborah. That's absolutely, that's just absolutely wonderful. And I wish that all children that have that are born into those type of dynamics, I wish that they all could say the same. And I hope that somebody that's listening, that if you're not that type of stepmother, that if you're not a good stepmother, because I'm going to be honest, that wicked stepmother prototype, that didn't come from out of thin air. Most people, one thing that Peach is right about, most women are severely jealous of anyone or anything that their man has to pay attention to outside of them. So if a man has children prior, if a man has a wife before her, if he's divorced, most women are super jealous and catty and petty. It's very few women that possess the amount of emotional intelligence that is required for them to welcome in another woman's children, or to put any indifference that they have aside in order to be a good person. Peach doesn't have that. She's not a good person. She's not a good mom. Is she a bad mom? I mean, she's not the worst mom. I don't think she's abusive, but I do think that she's neglectful. I do believe that she neglects her children. And what I mean by neglect, I mean that you know, she doesn't spend enough time with her children. You know, taking them to eat sometimes or taking them to Disneyland is not enough. And we know that she's not giving it her all because they can't read. Again, I wrote this stuff down so that we could address it. Peach said her kids can't read. The NICU babies aren't meeting their milestones. Um, she's constantly out of the home, leaving Wood to fend for the children on his own for hour upon hour. She spent hours at the casino squandering her millions away that she claims she has made. She's claimed to have made millions. Well, she squandered it all away at the casino. Let her tell it. And what else? She's allowed Choice to become feral. Choice is a feral child. Choice lacks all of the skills necessary to be able to fend for himself in this world. He is not receiving any of the services that a child with autism should receive. Choice wants to go get Pampers from Mr. Teddy when Choice should be potty trained himself. I don't even think Choice is potty trained, unfortunately, and he's 13 years old. Choice will tear up the entire house. He's broken TVs. Someone said that he did something to a puppy. That's because Peach doesn't make sure that Choice gets the services that he needs. Seriously, she doesn't. But she's talking about hugs. I'm sure that Choice would much rather go get those services that he's lacking. He probably could care less about you hugging him. He probably much rather he could act a little bit better and he could control himself a little bit more, which he could do if you got him behavior management or something like that, but you won't do that. Um, she also has more children than she can handle. She can't effectively raise 9 children. If she loved her children, she wouldn't have 9. She would have stopped at 3, at the most 4. Any responsible mother who loves their children will not continue to have babies when they know they cannot properly care for the ones that they already have. How do we know she can't properly care for the ones that she already has? Because number one, they can't read. And number two, her kids are constantly in daycare. If you love being a mother so much, why are your kids going to daycares at 6 weeks old? Now, again, there are some mothers who have no choice. They have to work in order to feed their families. You have a choice. You have a choice, and you still don't want to be bothered with your kids. Those are 9 content babies. Well, at least 4 of them. She had the 5 before she got on YouTube. I say that because the older he gets, the more difficult. Exactly. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's not that he's a bad child. He's not getting what he needs. Hey, TSM. How are you doing tonight? Thanks for joining us. Respect to you as well. Any neglect intentionally makes her a bad, horrible. Well, I can't argue with you there. She's been in the closet for days, for hours. And if she was selling classes, that would be one thing. But what was it, yesterday morning? She was in the closet cursing people out for hours and couldn't even sell one or two classes. So not only are you ignoring your children, not only are you leaving wood to fend for all 8 children while you're in the closet, not only are you doing that, but you're not even making a damn dollar doing it. So you can't say, I'm working, quote unquote, I'm working for my family. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're in there playing around and goofing off. You big goof. You're lollygagging and talking shit like you're 17 years old in high school. If he don't love his children, I would think he don't. Exactly, Allison. Any man that does not care for his children can't care for you. If a man doesn't care for his own babies, his own seed, then he don't care about you. If he could walk away from his own children, what would stop him from walking away from you? Mm-hmm. I don't get it. Right, Allison. Delulu. She is Delulu. Right, Dana. You're gonna reap what you sow. You will reap what you sow. And Peach, she thinks she's so big and bad, and above it all, she mocks God and talks this big talk. And I will never be humble. I can never be humbled. God gives and He takes away, but He's gonna give it right back. She thinks that she is above the program. She thinks that the rules apply to everybody else. And I'll tell you this, what the word says is that God is patient because He wants to give us a chance to change. So she's mistaken it as though she has found favor. She's mistaken it as though um, her actions won't be called to the carpet. She will have her day of reckoning. And when she does, all of us will feel sorry for her. All of us will have empathy for her. All of us will be like, damn, I can't believe that happened to her. And it's not just her. That the rules apply to everybody. The laws of God don't change for Peach. She's not bigger than a program. Right, lovely, love my kids. A child can feel a hug that doesn't have love and energy. Right. You can hug you. Anybody could hug you. Have you ever had somebody shake your hand, but it wasn't a strong handshake or it was fake, and you could feel it like they're smiling in your face and they're shaking your hand, but you know it's all BS. Hey, Aletha Lovejoy, thanks for tuning in. Aletha says, that's who I fought the man. He needs to have a backbone and tell her she can't make those decisions for him and his children. But he doesn't have a backbone. And I said that the other day on my last video. I don't think Wood possesses the mentality necessary to be able to defend himself against Peach. I just really don't. I don't think Wood has the same level of intelligence as Peach. Peach is running ramshot all over that man. You know, all he could see is the money. Well, at least I'm getting paid. You know, have you ever heard somebody say that? Well, at least I'm getting paid. Well, at least I'm getting this, or at least I'm getting that. And the whole time they're being exploited, the whole time they're being mistreated. We know people like that. Well, I'm getting paid, so well, I'm getting this. So he even, one of his family members exposed a text thread between them and Wood. And Wood basically said, look, we living good. Why don't y'all let us be happy? That's what he said basically to his family. We're trying to live good. We're making money. We're doing this. Why don't you let us be happy? Sherry says, my husband had one during my marriage, and I told him to go take care of his new family. Marriage was done. I know that's right, Sherry. You said you ain't got to stay with me, but go ahead and go take care of your baby. I'm going to set you free. I know that's right, Sherry. I know that's right. Honey, you don't have to stay with a man that cheats on you and has babies on the side while you're married to him. You do not have to stay with that. But Sherry, if you had decided to stay with him, then you would, in my opinion, you would have had to accept that child too. Or at least not even if, because I'm not going to tell a wife that she should have to have an outside child come into her home. I'm not going to say that. And some people may disagree with that, but you do need to go visit your child. Go visit your child. You don't have to be all up in his mama's face. Go pick your child up and go take that child to the park or whatever. Go get you a hotel room for the weekend so you and little man could go bond or whatever. But no, I wouldn't tell the wife you have to have this child in your home. This is a child that was born out of adultery. I wouldn't expect a woman to do that, but at the same time, I would say that if you chose to stay with him, then you know you chose to stay with him. Don't deny him the right to have an impact in his child's life. That's wrong. Because if you don't accept the child, then you should let the man go too. That's how I feel. But I'm not going to say that I would be okay when my husband bringing home his mistress's baby. I'm not going to say I would be okay with that. I'm not. But I wouldn't tell him not to see his child or to deny his child either. All right, looks like we got all through the comments. Money isn't everything, and it exposes your weakness and flaws, which is what has happened to that fruit lady. Absolutely, Deborah Miles. Absolutely. I love my ex-husband wife, and she's been in our kids' life for over 20 years. We all have always gotten along well and still do to this day. That's how it's supposed to go. If Now I can see how that can be hard when if it's a situation where a man was married and things didn't end on the best of terms. But at the same time, if you have children, you have to put your petty differences aside. Even if a man did you wrong, your children don't have anything to do with that. And I know some people will say, well, why? How could he do me wrong if he loves our children? Well, people are flawed. People are flawed. People make mistakes. If a man is a good father, let him be a father. And as long as the new the new wife is a good person, let your children go visit. And new wife, you have nothing to do with the ex-wife. You have nothing to do with that. You wasn't there. Why do you care why they broke up or if they have children together or not? If you marry a man and he has kids, they become your kids too. And that's how every woman should look at it. You know what? I think as soon as she's broke, I think he may not leave, but he is definitely gonna cheat. Allison, if Peach can't pay him, he's not going to be watching those kids like he watches them now. And he might stay there, you know, that's a roof over his head. That is his wife, and all of those are his kids. So he may stick around, but he's not going to be like he is now, cooking, cleaning, frying mustard fried chicken, breaking Peach's back in. He's not going to be doing all that stuff. He's going to get on like he's done in the past and how he's cheated with everything moving.
love to all of you going to work to love and save lives. And my patients, I love them for real. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you to all of you who are nurses and medical professionals and public servants. You are the backbone of America. Thank you so much. Seriously, for real. Allison said, nope, he is gone, gone. You know what? It's not like he hasn't been gone in the past for days on end and Peach couldn't find him. Peach knows that too. That's why she's out here hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. She got to make that money. Okay? Hey, Woody. Baby, I got your money. Don't you worry. I said, hey, Woody, I got your money. Hey, Dirty. What is already gone mentally from Peach? Yep. Wood wouldn't live with her under a bridge. I heard she had to go to that shelter by herself. She went to the shelter with the children, and Wood went back to his mammy shack. That's what I heard. Salute to the healthcare providers. It takes a special person to care for sick people. It sure does, Deborah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wood is already gone mentally away from Peach. I'm just keeping it real. Yeah, he looks so disenchanted with life. He looks so miserable. Like when you see him, he barely can utter a word. He can't believe what his life has come to. Like, I wouldn't want to be with somebody that unhappy, that just looks like they're just there. I wouldn't want to keep having babies with somebody that I know. And she said it before. You guys all see it. She was on here crying. Oh, everybody knows Wood don't love me. He don't love me. Look at how he looks at me. And yet you had more children with him. It's really time for Wood to act his age if he can. He is definitely a granddaddy acting like he's 21 and she's 15. Absolutely. Wood is too old for the okey doke. He's too old for the okey doke. And you're not enjoying that money like that anyway. You only get Fridays. All you get is Fridays. So, you know what I mean? Oh, shoot, y'all. I'm getting tired, y'all. Let me take my crusty self to bed, honey. Allison says she gets him drunk and takes it. Wood drove past her sitting at a bus stop with their kids and then stopped to get them. Wood has been checked out for a while. Absolutely, he sure has been. He sure has been. Guys, if you are in the chat and you didn't get a chance to hit the like button, please do so. Um, I'm coming up with the pajama party at the end of the month. Those of you who are already um, who have already joined the channel, good on you. You will be invited. I think for the first month or two, everybody that's a member will be invited to the pajama party. But eventually, the pajama party will only be for level 2 money getters, big money spenders. What? Um, but the rest of you get in there. I think I'm gonna have the pajama party. Uh, what's this week? What is this week? 20th, maybe the 25th, which is next Saturday. And if you've been a part of my pajama parties before, you know I give away moolah. So yes, join up for $2.99. Do not delay. Do not delay, because if you do, like I said, it's next week, which is about what? 10 days away. I got to get ready for that, which means I need to get new pajamas and all of that. And those of you who are money getters, make sure you're ready to come party with me.
It's like 32 of y'all. We 32 deep now. What? What? Good night, Ann. Good night, Lachelle. Good night, everybody. You guys sleep well, and I might be back on this thing tomorrow. I don't know. I got to get some videos. I got to do some editing. I'm so busy, though. But I'll get around to it. Thank you, guys. God bless you all. Have a great night.